Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the market close. Holy banana bread. We got a red day. We got a serious red day. We're talking very, very red. Not only red, guys, there is a little bit of a historic moment happening in that red. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a moment. The first thing we're going to do, though, is, well, let's jump into this mess. Let's jump in. Let's take a look. Oh boy. As you can see, here is the TSX. We are down 1.62%. Not great, not great. You can see over here is that blue line. That's where we entered the month. And we are down here. Oh, look, there's a little bit of green. It's just waiting to be stomped on, but it's there. So, yeah. Definitely not a great day. There's a lot of stuff that's going on today. For example, the Fed had their interest rate cut today, and that is part of what's happening here in the Canadian market. It was not great news. It was not great news for Canada, for sure. Canada, as it is also in turmoil still over the whole political chaos. The ball of wax that's obviously melted. We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. So, yeah, here we are, 1.60% down. The S&P 500, look at them. Look at this. Hello, Papa Powell. I hope you have some rope. I need to get back up. Yeah, not good, not good. Down 2.68%. The NASDAQ, 2.59% down. And here's our history. The Dow Jones. The last time the Dow Jones had 10 negative days in a row. 10 negative days in a row. Look at this. Guys, this is 10 days. This is the 10th day. The last time this happened, guess who was the president of the United States? I'm not gonna answer it right away. I want to see who gets it first. Who was the president of the United States the last time the Dow Jones had a crash this significant? So throw it in the chat. We'll see who gets it. We'll see who gets it. I'll give you a hint. It's not Donald Trump and it's not Joe Biden. So let's see some president names in there. I want to see if you guys know. While I'm waiting for this, Northern Gal said Obama. It's not Obama. It's not Obama. Don't worry, guys. I am going to catch up with all of the chat. I'm just looking for the names right now to see if you guys get it. But I'm going right back to the beginning. We'll catch up on everybody. Gold is down 2.14%. It is not Clinton. It is not Nixon, not Bush, not Bush. I'll give you a hint. Think of a car. Think of a car. We got some more Bush in there. Not Bush, not Bush. Silver's down, by the way, 3.4. It's changing. 3.37%. Not Carter, not Carter. Think further back. Think further back. WTI is actually not that bad right now. It's only down 0.32 compared to everything else. That's not too bad. Bitcoin, oh boy, look at this. Bitcoin down 5.14%. Alex Hudson, you got it. Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford is the answer. And tomorrow, they more than likely might break that record. They more than likely might break that record. It'll be interesting. I know when the last time 10 happened, but I don't know when the last time 11 happened. So I might have to research that. Well, we'll figure that out. Anyway, holy banana bread. So yeah, Bitcoin down almost 5%. Ethereum down a little more than 5%. Guys, cover your eyes. Cover your eyes. This is going to be a lot of red. This is going to be a lot of red. Look at this. Look at this. Holy banana bread. Look at TD. TD is sitting at zero. That's got to be broken. That's got to be broken. But yeah, look at that. Royal Bank down big time. BNS down. BMO down. I can pretty much say almost any company and the word down after it. Look, Nutrium, Alimentation, Couche-Tard. Couche-Tard. Haha, there we go. They're down. I've been learning that I've been saying the words wrong for alimentation. Couche-Tard. Supposedly that's how it's said. So I'm working on that. Air Canada's down. Air Canada's down. Oh boy. CP Rail though, they're just like, well, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. We're okay. They're just chugging along. They're like that train, that little train that goes, I think I can. I think I can. They're doing well. They're doing well. The United States. Oh boy, look at this. This almost looks like a singularity of red just going woo, right into it. I don't know. Apple's down. Well, NVIDIA is not. There we go. I know Larry mentioned earlier that that he had gotten out of some. I think it was an NVIDIA short or something like that. But that's probably really good timing, Larry. Google, Microsoft, Meta, all down. Amazon down. United Health. United Health is up. Tesla's down. Oh boy. And of course, cryptocurrency. Pretty well all the way down there. All right, guys. There's look at all these like crazy altcoins. How can there be like I don't know why there's even a green altcoin today. We're gonna come down here and we're gonna there we go. Let's pick one of these green altcoins. We'll take a look at it. There's about 15,000 different crap coins out there. This is another one right here. It's either Liberty credits or library credits. I'm not sure, but they seem to be doing okay today. They're sitting at 0.6 of a penny. Anyway, don't touch these guys. Don't touch any of these crap coins. You're throwing your money away. These are worse than penny stocks. Worse than penny stocks. So, like I said, if you want to invest in crypto, maybe not today. Well, actually, today you'll get a good deal. Stick to your Bitcoin. Stick to your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your XRP, Solana, even Dogecoin. Even Dogecoin. All right, now let's get caught up here. You guys have just absolutely blown up the chat. Finbar, I feel like I was murdered this afternoon. The market looks like you were murdered over top of the market, Finbar. Yeah. No, it's a red day. It's a very red day. We're gonna talk all about it right after the bell. Absolutely. Big red day. I regret my purchases. Yeah, this is one of these days where you started the day and you're like, oh, this is a good deal. By the end of the day, you're like, I got ripped off. I could have gotten it for this. So yeah. And Kenneth did do this. I typed at the noon chat to sell before the rate cut. Yeah, that was probably a really wise idea. Those of you who missed, we did a financial blog miss earlier, and we looked at the 10 losers, biggest losers of the last year in regards to large cap stocks in Canada. So obviously Bell won that, but spoiler alert, obviously Bell won that, but definitely check it out if you haven't yet. Working Tools is saying, holy, it's a bloodbath today. It really is. Larry said, went long on Tesla 2X Bear ETF before the Powell meeting. 15K shares, 129, now 153. Let's see if we crash back through 420. Yeah, that's probably a wise thing. Like I saw Tesla was down big time. Well, what was it? It was like We still got it up. Let's head over here. Whoops, Tesla, yeah, down 7.31%. Larry's saying, I think the party is over. maybe, but it's hard to say. We actually do have catalysts that is causing what we're looking at today. So I'm always happy if there's a catalyst. When there's no catalyst, that's when I start to worry a bit more. Let's see here. Northern Gal saying, hi there. First time catching you live. Scary numbers. Yeah. These are Halloween numbers, but as I kind of mentioned there in the sticky, we're setting the bar low for the Santa Claus rally, because pretty much if we go into such a deep hole, it won't take much to turn the end of the month green. It will not take much. Now, mind you, the deeper this hole goes, we may have a red month now. We've had at least one black swan event for the TSX, with the whole Chrystia Freeland thing. And now what happened today with the Fed, that's also concerning for Canada. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I don't want to get into it right now because we got about 5 minutes and I got a bell that I have to ring. So always fun. Kenneth says, Telus goes back up. The large cap naughty list is back. I know. I was just, actually, it was funny. I was trying to think of a video idea for that today, and the whole idea of that just popped into my head. I was looking at Bell at the time because I needed to buy a share of Bell. I was like, oh, I should probably, the way it's falling today, I'm going to wait till later in the day, and I'm glad I did. But that gave me the idea of the large cap naughty list. So we definitely had some fun. All right, I'm going to skip through all of you guys guessing the president because we've already done that. Although this is my favorite guess, Abraham Lincoln. I love it. All right. TD and Telus had a relatively good day. Yeah. I mean, that's what I was looking like. Let's go back here, guys. Like, take a look. I was looking at TD. It was at 0, but now they're down. They're down 0.31%. Oh, excuse me. Where the heck is Telus at over here? Right down here. They're down 0.6. But Bell, look at Bell there. Looks like they recovered a little bit. They're only down 0.06. So yeah. I'm definitely, yeah. All right. Let's see here. I know this is selfish of me, but I hope it goes down a lot more so I can re-enter. You know what? Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes when I'm waiting for an entry point, I am cheering. I'm cheering for a stock to crash, or Bitcoin for that matter. All right. Enid says, what is happening? What did Powell say? I will answer that in about 4 minutes. Enid. JJ says, I very narrowly avoided a margin call, but deploying more funds. But frack my life with coin. There we go. I had to find a creative way to say your profanity there. Let's see. Northern Gal says, sorry, new to the channel. Why is this happening? I will be answering that in about 3 minutes. All right. Tom says, everything is on sale. I know. Shut up. Cowboy is in the house with a greetings to everyone. All right, guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, do it right now. Take this moment. I'm going to have a sip of coffee, so there's nothing more you can really do right now. So let's hit the like button. We'll move into the bell, and then we'll talk about what's going on. Oh, that's so good. You got to love the coffee. It is a cold day here, so I'm so glad that I did the Parliament trip yesterday, because I'll tell you, I was looking at the window just before the stream started, and there were snowflakes coming down. So not super heavy, but enough to make me glad to be inside. But anyway, nonetheless. All right, we got just about 2 minutes for the bell. And then this horrible red day can finally end. Oh boy. All right. While I have everybody here, we've got a bonus. We got a bonus live stream Friday night. And that is our 5,000 sub celebration. So what we're going to do for that is normally I'm asking all of you, I'm answering your guys' questions all the time. Well, Friday, I'm going to be doing the asking and you guys are going to be doing the answering. And it's a contest. So basically, I'm going to bring about 50 questions. And whoever gets the most, whoever does the best in the contest, whoever gets the most right answers, they're going to win. What they're going to win, they're going to win a one-on-one, 1 hour of my time. We can look at your portfolio. I can go over something in finance that you might want me to do. Or heck, if you don't want any of that, we can sit back and just chat for like a whole hour. It's up to you. It's up to whoever wins. There's no real rules on that. So, and second place, that person is going to get a deep dive of their choice. So, oh boy, it's going to be fun. I can't wait. It's just 2 days away. I can't believe how close we are to that. So, no, guys, we're about 28 seconds away from the bell. I am all ready. Let's see here. Whoops. Meow says you should make it 8 p.m. Eastern. Where do I have it at right now? I think I have it at 7. If we did 8, it would be a little bit later. It would be a little bit later. I kind of, maybe. Let me think about it. By the end of this stream, I will decide if we're going to move it to 8. All right. Oops. All right, guys. I'm not putting a lot of enthusiasm into that bell. Not on a day like this. All right. Oops, here we go. Meow says, 9 says, glad I was able to get out of BMO at 145. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's see. Bought 4 2x to 3x bear ETFs. It's very important to have a plan. Already thought out for when this happens. We get, 2 to 5 of these a year? Yeah, on average. All right. Michael says, glad I sold some Manulife yesterday, which created a bit of cash. Yes, it's always nice to have cash to deploy on a day like this. All right, to give a chance for the West Coasters. And that's why I'm kind of thinking the 8 o'clock is not a bad idea. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to start a quick poll. And we'll go with the answer, whatever you guys decide. Let me see here. So we got 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. There we go. I just started the poll. Let me know what you guys want. Do you want 7 p.m. Eastern? Do you want 8 p.m. Eastern? I'm good with either. All right. Now, let's see. Just got my FBTC 2-share order in before the bell. You should put some enthusiasm for it to go down more. Yeah, maybe I can scare away the red. Scare it away. Wow. It was Gerald Ford. Paul says buy order and e-transfer with 3 minutes left. The later for the poll, the better. Yeah, maybe. All right. Reverend Ramirez says, here's a question. For Friday, Candace, what is your favorite color? Sir Lancelot blue, no yellow, bah. My favorite color is, I have 2. I really like both orange and green. I like them both. They're kind of a tie. It's kind of a tie. And it's not banana yellow, folks. It's not banana yellow. The time is for the celebration stream on Friday. So Meowie was saying that I originally put it at 7 p.m. Eastern. Meowie says I should move it to 8 p.m. Eastern just because it's pretty good for the West Coasters. So that's what it is. We're determining the time. I think right now, 8 p.m. is winning by a big amount, 77%. So that's pretty good. All right. And green is my favorite color. All right. Let's talk a tiny bit about that red market, though, because people have been asking about it. So I want to talk about the Canada side first. So we, of course, have 2. First of all, we got the uncertainty of what the heck is going on with our parliament. Why the heck hasn't Trudeau stepped down? Like, what is wrong with that guy? he's like a banana bread head of if I've ever seen one. And with the whole thing with Chrystia Freeland resigning, the whole mess that we had, and nothing being resolved, not addressing the nation. Like, he did not address the nation. Nothing. He just left everything up in chaos and went on Christmas vacation. And you know what? I bet you over the Christmas vacation, he's going to be hiding. So not good. Not good. And no, I mean, let me just, I want to address this here. So careful now. You might offend some liberals here. Nothing wrong with liberals. Nothing wrong with liberals. Nothing wrong with conservatives. I love all parties. Right now, the issue is not with the liberals. The issue is with the leader. And as it is now, a lot of the liberals they're standing up and saying, come on, Trudeau, you got to step down. Let us rebuild the party. And that's what I want to see. I don't want, like, a lot of people are like, well, let's get them booted out. Let's get that vote of non-confidence. Honestly, I would rather see Trudeau step down, have a leadership conference, get somebody new in there. Maybe the party will actually do a little bit better in the next election. They're not going to win, no, but maybe they could regain official opposition status. I would love to see that. I would love to see the party do a little bit better. So yeah, for those of you who are liberals, I am not attacking liberals at all, not even the least. In a sense, I'm kind of trying to help you. He's got to step down. That's kind of where we're at. But everything that has happened this week in regards to Trudeau, in regards to what has happened, that has caused a lot of shakiness in the Canadian market. You'll have noticed the Canadian market has been red this week. Even when the U.S. market had some green in there, we did not. We had all of the uncertainty of what was going on still kind of pestering us, So that's point one. Now comes point two. Normally, when we do have when Papa Powell is going to have his interest rate decision, everybody knew what it was going to be. It was going to be a 25 basis point cut. The market had already priced it in, but there was a lot of nervousness coming up into it. And you could see it, especially at the beginning of the day, some of the red going on. But here's the big highlight, is that he then he did imply that, we're going to cut back rates. We're probably not going to have another rate for a while. So, we're probably not going to see another U.S. rate, I would say, until the spring. I would probably say until the spring. So here's the other takeaway from that. Total cuts for 2025 are kind of coming in. It's looking like, from the language that was used in, from Powell, and what analysts are sort of starting to look at, and what the market's probably going to start to price in, is a total of 2 cuts in the U.S. So 2 cuts in 2025. All right. So why is that really bad for Canada? Well, we have an economy that right now is sputtering along. It's like that car you're driving and you're like, I'm sure I got enough gas to make it to the next gas station. And, maybe not. So this is kind of that issue. So we're in Canada, we will have to keep cutting. There's no doubt about it. Our cuts are going to continue, which means our rate is going to diverge a lot more from the U.S. rate, because the U.S. right now, they can be fine. Like, actually, with this 25 basis point, one member of the Fed actually voted against it, saying we're ready to pause now. But what this means for Canada is, as we get further and further away, we've got a Canadian dollar that has already slipped and has already dropped below 70 cents US. It's not good. That means that our buying power as a nation is probably going to fall even further, and that will impact Canada. That will impact us on a lot of levels. Add into that, we've got we've got Donald Trump sitting back there. You know, like I said, I don't think the 25% tariff is going to happen, but he's sitting back having fun, trolling Trudeau to no end. You know, as we of course live in the great state of Canada, and Governor Trudeau is certainly getting a lot of it from a lot of it from Trump. Um, so there's just a lot of uncertainty right now, and that's we're carrying that into the holidays. So we got this red market. It's unbelievably red. It's not been a great day, but it is good buying opportunities. That's for sure. So I think the lesson to sort of bring out of this, or not even a lesson, just kind of the idea is to, you know what? If you're sitting here and you're thinking, is this done? Is today, is this the worst of it? Well, we don't know. Nobody knows. Obviously, there's nothing more you can do today. But if you're looking to say, how can I buy this? This is where, do you remember our good old friend dollar cost averaging? This is where that should come in. So if you're thinking, okay, I'd like to buy some Bell because they can't go any lower. But as I said in a comment to somebody today, every time I think Bell has hit their bottom, they go out and buy a new shovel every single time. So with that in mind, if you're looking, let's say, to buy into Bell, well, let's say you were thinking, I'm going to buy maybe I'll buy 100 shares of Bell. Don't buy a few shares today, maybe, or tomorrow. Buy a few shares the next day, or maybe every week or something. But just dollar cost average through this. That way, if we do have much more lower to go, you won't. It's not like you're going to miss the end of deals because we don't know where this is going to end. We know that there is a lot of chaos. We know that from the Black Swan event up here in Canada. This could end up being a red month. And maybe I'm optimistic of a Santa Claus rally, but there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that this doesn't prolong a little bit. And here's that thing. You guys know we've been talking a little bit about, when is the next bear market? I don't think this is it, but I could be wrong. That is a possibility. I really don't think this is it, though. I will say that. I think we're kind of in a more of a quick little bear trend in the middle of this bull market. So I don't think we're ready to do the full switch. Not yet, anyway. So anyway, all right. After that tirade, I've got to. Oh my God, I got to catch up with your guys' comments. Holy banana bread. Reverend says, whoa, even CSU down 4.67%. Yeah, absolutely. Oops, let me get back over here. Are we on Canada? Yeah, we are. It's hard to tell. They both look the same. Yeah, look at this. CSU down big time. I'm going to come back here to this one here. You can see we did get a little bit of pushback from these wicks you can see on the candle at the end of the day. So that's kind of positive a little bit too. Canadian dollar, though, remember I mentioned it fell below 70 cents. So right now we're sitting at 0.69, so 69 cents, 69.26 cents to be precise. So yeah. All right. 9 says, Trudeau too addicted to power. Maybe, I don't know. Like, here's the thing. The writing's on the wall. You would think that common sense would. And here's the thing, too. I mean, you know what? He's one of the longest Canadian prime ministers in history. One of, not the, but one of. Now is the time to leave with your head held high. Don't do this. Don't do what you're doing. Leave, and hopefully over the holidays, I'm hoping he has some time to think and he realizes it's in the best interest for the Liberal Party and for Canada, for him to do that. All right. Valve Man. Hey, Valve Man, haven't seen you in a bit. Worst day in my investing life, down more than $19,000. Yikes. Now, keep in mind, guys, if you haven't sold it, it's only an unrealized loss. So when this market bounces back, Be careful about panic selling in times like these. That's always a way to make yourself very, very poor very fast too. Bleak says, "Hey all, hello Bleak, good to see it." Yeah, and JJ's like, "Yeah, don't look at it." Sometimes, you know what? If you're that person who does panic when you see some of these red days, this is the time you just turn off your computer and you go and watch a Christmas movie or something, anything to distract you. Although maybe not a Christmas movie because there's a lot of red in Christmas movies as well. Um, Go watch a Godzilla movie. I think there's a lot of green in those. I don't know. JJ says, step away from the computer after this stream and go for a walk or something. Just don't think about it. Yeah, don't think about it. And whatever you do, guys, don't come into the market tomorrow. And if it's still bleeding, don't start taking unnecessary losses. Because I'll tell you, I've seen this a lot. Somebody panics and they take them losses, and next thing you know, the market recovers and things move back up, and they're sitting there in a hole they created by taking unnecessary losses. And to get back what they had sold, they're going to have to pay out more money. It's never good. So just be careful, guys. Big news for BlackBerry tomorrow, by the way. Nice. Is that purchase news? Is that coming out tomorrow? That's what I'm thinking. Paul says Justin Trudeau needs to take a walk in the snow like Pierre Trudeau and resign, or it could be better for JT to stay and call an election and a blowout, maybe lose party status. Yeah, you see, and I don't want to see that happen to the party. And I will tell you guys, I mean, it doesn't matter to me which party I'm supporting. I still love the other parties. I mean, it's democracy. We need the other parties healthy. And that's kind of just the way that democracy works, right? So I want him to resign. Let the Liberal Party rebuild. Let them rebuild. Let them rebuild in dignity, please. Let's see. Valveman says, I'm good, just a shocking day. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, exactly. The whole realized loss. These are the nice buy days. Yeah, in the long run, yeah, these are the days where you're going to make money. You're definitely going to make money. All right. Larry says, hoping for the market to have a tantrum for a week. It's likely to at least Friday. I would agree with the Friday. I think the rest of this week, I think the big red drops are probably done. So I think we're going to sputter along until Friday. Hopefully next week we see the beginnings of that Santa Claus rally. That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe I'll make a list and I'll send it off to Santa, but that's what I'm hoping for. 9 says, if you don't mind me asking, how much are you down on BCE? That's a good question. Let me take a look. Just give me a second, guys. But I have to put it up. All right, let's see here. 22.86%. So a good amount. Boy, but that doesn't count. I haven't yet. I was going to buy another BCE, so that number will go up a tiny bit from that as my adjusted cost base drops down. Paul says, just looked up how much I paid for 2 shares of FBTC, 48.29 Canadian, and then it closed at 48.63. All right. That's not bad. At least, hey, that's in the green. Fasuno says, let's talk about Norbert's Gambit. All right. Just give me a second here. Paul, where is Mary to say hit the like button? I don't know. Guys, I'm gonna have more coffee. Hit that like button for sure. So Norbert's Gambit. So for those of you who have never heard of Norbert's Gambit, it's a way to basically, if you take Wealthsimple, for example, I'm not going to use, actually Wealthsimple is a bad choice, but, well, no, it's not. If you look at Wealthsimple, you can have a US and a Canadian account. But when you move stuff like cash from your US to your Canadian account, there's this conversion fee, and that's not just the regular, the regular conversion fee for the, conversion rate. Sorry, for changing the money. There's also an additional fee for them to actually do it. So with some brokers, one example is Questrade. I also believe Royal Bank, you can do it, as well as National Bank. It is a process where you can basically, you're buying a stock. I believe it's an ETF that you're buying. There's a Canadian version and there's a US version. So you buy the Canadian version in your Canadian funds. And then once it settles, you basically at that point, you have to so you have to actually contact your broker and have them transfer it across. There's a fee for that, but it's much, much, much smaller than a currency conversion fee. So they can transfer it from the Canadian version to the American version. Once it settles over on the US side, you then sell it and you've moved your cash across without paying that really high conversion fee. So you can do it. Like I said, you can do it on Questrade. You can do it on National Bank and Royal Bank. Those are the only ones that I know of right now. There's probably some more that you can do it. If you want to see a great video on it, Canadian in a T-shirt has a great one. Now, his is for the Questrade, but definitely check that out. And I know he was also going to build one for the National Bank, which I said, I was like, thank you, because then I don't have to do it if you do it. But yeah, it is a good method to save you some cash, when you're moving your money back and forth. All right. Tom says, do you have any thoughts on Synovus with new government policies incoming? I don't. I don't at the moment. I haven't really. I'd have to look at the new government policies that you're referring to. So I need more information on that before I could really. Right now, I would be pulling something out of my butt, and you guys know I don't like to do that. Let's see. JJ says I'm down 11K at the moment. Oh boy. Northern Gal says common sense doesn't work with Trudeau. Too much of a narcissist. I don't care if he stays as leader as long as we get an election soon. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see. I still think we're probably not going to see an election until the spring. But like I said, I really would like to see Trudeau, take his walk in the snow. There we go. I like that. Actually. Take his walk in the snow and retire. Let's have a leadership convention. Let's let's get rid of him the nice way. Staying calm as much as possible. Time to buy HSD. Gosh, let's take a look at HSD. All right. Here we go. HSD. Here we go. All right. All right. Now this, if you bought HSD today, you had a pretty good day. Now what this here is, this is one of these Beta Pro inverse ETFs. So this is an inverse ETF of the S&P 500. It is a 2X daily bear ETF. Okay. I will point out that yes, you could make a ton of money, but you want to be careful with something like this because where it is a 2X leverage, you're making money twice as fast. But when it turns, you're going to be losing money twice as fast. So when the S&P 500 decides to go back to the green, you can lose money really, really fast. So I am always, one of the things I will tell you with something like this, honestly, I personally will not hold one overnight. I will not. I will use these very, very strategically for short-term buys. Like for example, if I had and this is kind of thing, I did have a suspect. I probably should have bought this today. I didn't. But, this is the type of thing where if you bought it like before the meeting and, you rode it through, then, before close, I personally would have sold it. But be careful when you are dealing with any of these 2X daily bears. I know there's a few of you that are really good with it. Larry is very good with leverage and some of these, I guess we'll call it some of these bear ETFs. You just be careful, guys. If you're new to investing, stay away from these. Like, don't touch them. Don't even play with them. Um, or if you're going to play, like quite literally, like say, okay, I want to play a little bit. I'll throw, throw maybe buy one share and just play with that. Because you want to make sure you know what you're doing when you're messing with this, because you can really, really hurt. You can hurt your portfolio with these. So be careful, guys. Just be careful. All right. Paul says Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Normally I call it Bitcorn. This time it's Bitcoin. All right. Bitcoin is trying to go up now. That is why I put the FBTC buy in at the close. Tomorrow morning, it could be on the way up. So let's take a quick gander at Bitcoin. Here we go. Yeah, we got a little bit. We got a little bit of movement here. Let's see if they can keep that up. Yeah, not too shabby. Let's see. 9 says not ready to dip into my cash yet. Needs to crash way more. Fair enough. Yeah, like those of you who have a cash reserve, like I've been slowly building mine. I'm not touching it yet either. Reverend Ramirez says, with Canadian so low relative to USD, can you please kindly and simply explain why VFV does better than VOO, even though VFV basically only holds VOO? That is a mystery. You know how there's 7 mysteries of the world? This is one of them that sometimes it's here. Actually, here's a funny story. Let me go back to this story. So when I was doing a deep dive on VFV, I compared it against some benchmarks, and one of them was VOO, and VFV beat VOO, and I was like, why? Why did that happen? I haven't quite figured that out, because here's the reality. So VFV and VOO pretty much hold the same things, but what happens is with VOO, right? It's the American ETF. So that company is not getting hit with any kind of withholding tax. So if you hold it, for example, in your RRSP, you don't get hit with tax. You get to keep everything. Now, VFV is a different story, because VFV is held by Vanguard Canada, and the IRS hits every single dividend that's going into that fund and takes 15%. So that's all just gone. So you would think that by losing that behind the scenes dividends, that VOO is the better deal. And there's been video I've seen. I think it was Brandon Beavis who made a video, explaining that you're better off to have the VOO. But every time I've run the math recently, VFV has won. I don't know why. I don't actually know why it has won. It's one of those questions that I had hanging over me, and I never went in to find out. But that's a really good question, Ramirez. I'm gonna find out. I will definitely find out why it's been beating them lately, because technically they are the same stocks, but maybe there's a little bit of a difference. Maybe there is a difference in there somehow. So let me figure that out for you. I don't know the answer right now. All right. Working Tool says, just don't put it out when it's already at a loss. All right. Let's see. I may be down more than 19K, but not going to sell. I like dividends. Buy more. Love it. I love that. Paul says, dips also teach you to have cash to buy these dips. Yeah. Tom says, conservatives keep ideas in check while liberals tend to spur more innovation. Let me tell you, this is my theory. This is my theory on politics. So my alliance, I would consider myself a very small C conservative. So I'm very central, but I am right leaning. However, I think for a healthy country, we need the pattern that we get, where basically, we have the liberals. They come in, they do all of their, as Tom said, the innovation. They make the social changes that we need. Then we need the conservatives to come in for a bit to basically fix up the economy, and go back and forth. And I think between the two of them, I think it actually works really well overall for Canada. I mean, this is the greatest, as far as I'm concerned, it's the greatest nation on earth. And you can argue it. You can certainly argue it. But I think it's because we have that dichotomy between the two different. And normally, maybe it's like 10 years conservatives, 10 years liberals, 10 years conservatives. So we're getting ready to go back into the conservative phase. Um, and that's the thing. I like. I mean, I do like both parties. Um, I I even like the NDP, even though I have a hard time seeing them ever running the country. I think it's going to stick between conservative and liberal. I just don't think they're ever going to make that breakthrough. All right. Working Tool says, no, don't say that. I want it to drop more. Yes. Let's see. Misty down 8.3% just before its ex-dividend date. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And here's the thing. I mean, ex-dividend day, it's going down. So that might be a good place to buy in if you want to buy, like start a new position in them or just to add. But yeah. Now when is their ex-dividend date? Is it around, it should be around about nowish, isn't it? Like around the 21st, something like that. But I just haven't noticed it yet on TMX. Let's see. Paul says down 7.8% today, but on 3 months still up 95.7%. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Paul says, anyone notice Wealthsimple stopped the instant deposits? Used to be able to add money to your account, then later in the evening, Wealthsimple took the money out of your account. Did they stop that? That's interesting. Yeah, I did not know that. Huh. Maybe that's weird. Yeah, because I know depending on your account size, that would determine how much of an instant deposit they would let you have. But that is weird. Maybe it's not intentional though, Paul. Let's hope it's not intentional. Working Tools says mine still does the same from before. I just instant deposit earlier and sold some positions too. Okay. So hopefully, all right, good. Oh boy, I don't want it to go the other way. 9 says, I don't trade, so I won't touch bear leverage ETFs. Absolutely. I love it. Larry's good at it, but look at this. Even Larry is coming in with a leverage ETFs are dangerous. You even get a warning before buying it. Yeah, absolutely. You want to be very, very careful. Very careful with those. Paul says, Tom, MicroStrategy only down 9.52% versus your Misty down 8.3. All right. Northern Gal says, gosh, have company, so we'll have to see the replay. No problem. It was nice seeing you. I always love new people. I love seeing new people. Bismarcky says, good afternoon, all. Where is this so-called Santa Claus rally? Well, technically, the Santa Claus rally doesn't begin till the 24th. And then it runs until, I think it's the first trading day in January. So we technically are not there yet, but, next week, coming into next week, if we're going to get it, that's when we're going to see the green for sure. Paul says, let's see. Mine said a couple of days ago that, yes, I could get money from bank account, but 3 to 5 days, and you could not use the money right away. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Let's see. Conservatives go from A to Z. Liberals go A, B, C, D, L, X, B, X, E. NDP just hitch a ride on whoever's in power. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Tom says, Misty ex-dividend date is tomorrow, according to Wealthsimple. Okay, great. Because, yeah, that's the interesting thing. I noticed that with YieldMax, they'll have their ex-dividend date and their payment date very, very close. So that is pretty darn cool. Gosh, this coffee is so good. All right, Larry says, the TSDD Tesla Bear ETF was $30 a month ago. I bought it at $129. If you held, you likely will never recover, even if Tesla drops back to 200. Yeah. And that's giving you that idea of that danger. Because like I said, like the only one that I've played every so often is HOD. So HOD, well, let me show you guys. I'll show you. Oops, there's our Discord, guys. We do have a Discord if you want to. There is a link down below. It is a good place. You can see the schedule and everybody talks and people will answer questions for you, If they get to you before I do, it's it's a fun place. So HOD. So HOD here, this here is the Beta Pro Crude Oil Inverse Leverage ETF. And it basically runs exactly the opposite of oil. So this is one that, if oil is just in a slump and I know it's going down for a little bit, I might jump in here, but I still won't hold it overnight because all it takes is a black swan event. Let's say the market closes and you're still holding on to your HOD, and something happens in the Middle East. Well, you've just lost a lot of money, and there's nothing you can do about it. And as things intensify in the Middle East and you're losing more and more money, nothing you can do. Finally, the market opens the next day, and you've got some tears. You've got some tears because you've lost some money, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. That's one of the reasons I will not hold. Like normally, honestly, with something like this, back when I did day trading, what I would do here is I'm just going to pull up the 5-year. Look at the 5-year. That's hilarious. Let's go into the 3-year. All right, just so you can see it. So this would be something where, if I'm in a trend like this and I know I'm on this trend, I would maybe buy, and I would not leave it unattended. I might buy and I might ride it down for like a couple of hours and then I'm out. So it would be nice, quick trades, but never would I hold this overnight. Never, never, never. All right. Larry says, the TSDD Tesla Bear ETF was $30 a month. I read that one already. I know I read that one. All right. Reverend says, I agree with your previous thought. I think C. Freeland has some plans for leadership after the Conservatives win. Yeah, I think she does want to, but you got to keep in mind too, this is a situation where let's say Trudeau does the right thing and resigns. One of the things you have to remember with that leadership convention, and I think this has to be going through the liberal mindset overall, is that whoever you put in is not going to win the next election. So do you want to put your best bet down the road in for an election that they're going to lose? Or do you maybe want to put someone in kind of like a temporary, a temporary leader per se, somebody who can, lose the next election, but keep the party motivated until you get a better person somewhere down the road. Like maybe you bring in your B team instead of your A team. Maybe that's how I would kind of be thinking, but it'll be interesting to see. Canadian politics are going to be very, very interesting. All right. Paul says, my MicroStrategy is tied up in CC options. Cannot sell without buying back the CC options back first, but I do watch the buyback amount of the cover call to buy it back if low enough and sell a new cover call. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Larry says there's a video on YouTube of a hedge fund guy having to apologize for betting against natural gas right before a record freeze, losing 150 million. Holy banana bread. With the partners having to pay an additional 30 million. Yeah, that is absolutely not great. Not great. Reverend says a HUD sucker proxy. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Novus Trader, RIP economy. Today the economy not doing so well. And I have a feeling tomorrow's not going to be the best either, but I do think that the red tomorrow is not going to be as bad as today, but it'll still be red. Everything is crashing. Most things, yeah, for sure. Let's see. Next is the housing market. Well, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I can tell from your capitalization that you're definitely thinking that that's where we're going. I hope you're not right, but I can't say that you're not right. So I will certainly leave it at that. Oh boy. All right, guys, we are getting close to the end. Maybe we're getting close to the end. It's up to you guys, right? If you got your last minute questions, drop them in the chat. As I said many, many times, sometimes we go an hour after I put out the call for the last question. So it is always up to you. All right. Nova says, I am always right, dear. Oh boy. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. If you're always right, oh boy, you're probably making a fortune. But I will always admit that I'm usually in the right lane probabilistically wise, but sometimes probability doesn't always go my way. Sometimes. Let's see. Jay says I'm buying WCN hoping it would drop $100. I'm glad my other 20K is sitting in a cash ETF. Well, if things continue to go down, that cash ETF, you're going to love it because you'll be able to get some really good buys as we plummet if it goes that far. I'm still trying to be optimistic that we bounce back a little bit next week, but there's a lot of people out there that think the market is absolutely toast. And there's a lot of people out there that think it's entirely overpriced and that this is that deep correction that they believe we're overdue. And I can't say that they're wrong. I can't say that they're wrong at all. But my gut says we're not there yet. But nonetheless, I think tomorrow will still be an interesting day. Reverend Mayor says, too bad your Santa live feed in Ottawa was hit by rain instead of snow. Oh, yes, I know. It was actually, I was okay with it because if I was going down to the Parliament buildings, I didn't want it to be in the middle of a snowstorm, but it was nice. I'll tell you something. I actually was surprised at how quick I could get because I live pretty south. I don't know if you're familiar with Ottawa. There's an area called South Keys. I live way down in there. I was actually surprised I could get from South Keys to downtown relatively fast. But that's, of course, thanks to the O train. Everything seems to be working finally on the O train. So that's pretty darn good. All right. Okay. Anchor Tours says, I just invested in my TFSA to the max, allowable amount 7K for 2024. Okay, and you do know you're getting another 7K at 2025. So I hope that you're not saying that you've already spent that, because technically they could hit you with for going over. They could hit you for December if you've already done that. But yeah, you'll get 7 more K here in a little more than a week. That's not too bad. Let's see. Nova says, I see a lot of private housing investors will cry like babies when the housing market crashes to 100K. Well, maybe. All right. Let's see. I have a ton of available room left on my total amount available into my account. There shouldn't be an issue investing more, right? Okay, so let me see here. I have a ton of available room left on my total amount available. Okay. So yeah, when you look at the CRA, let's go to the whiteboard. Ha ha ha. I like it. Gives me my first excuse of the day to go to the whiteboard. All right. Whoops. All right, let's go over here. So, as you know, each year in your TFSA, right, you get a certain amount of space. Each year, blah, 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 blah. And this is just, it adds up to your total area. So, for example, in 2025, there we go. You're getting another 7,000 in space. But here's the thing. If you have not filled up this space, all the space from before, you get you can use all of it. So, for example, if you are old enough, so let's say you're 50 years old. I don't know how old you are, but let's just say you're 50 years old and you've never invested in your TFSA. Well, when January 1st comes, you're going to have about $102,000 of space. So that is all of those years, boop, 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 all of those years added together, because you get to carry it all forward. So there's never a true limit per year. So, for example, in 2025, you're getting 7K. That doesn't mean that you can only invest 7K. What that means is that's the additional space you're getting. So in this case here, if you've been around since they started this. So if you're like 50, I think, I even think if you're like 45 somewhere, I can't remember the exact age number. I should actually look that up and get it down. But that means that you probably have 102,000 in total. Mind you, And this is where you have to sort of, this is why it's good to keep track of things. So when you look at that, if you have been, let's say, for example, back in the day, you had invested in something in your TFSA and it went to zero. Let's just say you put 10,000 in something and it went to zero. That means that you wouldn't have 102. You would have lost that 10,000. So you would have 92K, based on that one investment. But all of your investments that grow, they help. Now, they don't change your contribution room. So for example, if you have, you have your 102,000. Okay, you put something into your TFSA. Let's say you put 10,000, an investment for 10,000, and you got super lucky, and it grew to 20,000. So you used 10K of your contribution room, so you have 92K left. The fact that it grew to 10,000 does not change that. You still have 92K left. So you have more in. You can have more. Like you can have, for example, a total of 102,000 contribution room. But if you've been investing that whole time and making a lot of good moves, maybe you have 200,000 in there. And that's absolutely fine. And here's the beautiful thing. With that 200,000, if you were to withdraw it, we'll give you a W here. If you withdraw that 200,000K, when January 1st comes, we'll just say January 1st of this year, you're going to get your 7K. And you know what? You're getting the 200K back too. So all of a sudden, you've now got, 207K of contribution room. So it works really, really, really good. All right. Anchor says there shouldn't be an issue investing more, right? Yeah, exactly. So basically what I just sort of described. Vineet is in the house. Hello, Vineet. Hello, how are you? All right. Nova says, wait until Trump sits in the office. When he starts deporting all illegals, the market will crash and the housing market will follow. Yeah, we'll have to see how that all works out. But there is a lot of fear that if he tries to pull all of that off, I mean, some of the chaos, because you can't just pick people up, carry them to the border and throw them across. You've got to house them, process it. Yeah, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I'm hoping that he sort of looks at it and sort of says, okay, maybe this is not the best idea financially. Hopefully. You're old as salt. Holy banana bread. That's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of old folks in here. That's cool. All right. Nova says, I think illegal immigrants are causing the market to crash. Well, yeah, I don't know if I go quite that far. I think right now there's a lot of different issues. I'm certainly not going to blame any one group of people. Enid says, push the damn like button, peeps. Yeah, absolutely. Hit the button. Hit the button. How hard is it to hit the button? I mean, hitting the button is actually a good thing. For those of you who don't know what it does, other than turn blue, it tells the algorithm. It tells the algorithm that you're interacting with content on YouTube, and the algorithm looks at that and says, "Oh, people are liking this. Let's push it out to more people." So there could be somebody sitting around who would love the content that I'm presenting, and that extra like that you hit might just send it to their feed, and then they discover the channel. So just something, that's what it does. It's it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Amazingly enough, though, I will also put this out here, and I'll tell you, every time I do this, I get a dislike, but the dislike button is just as powerful as the like button. So even if you dislike a video, you're actually helping that content creator as well, because that the algorithm looks at it as both as being it's interactive, because it's just one of those things. So sometimes if you actually see a video or or a live stream or whatever, and you really, really don't like it, you're honestly, the best thing you can do to hurt that content creator is to do nothing. that hurts them more than hitting the dislike button. So just putting that out there, guys. Anyway, all right, guys. Whew, this has been fantastic. You guys are just absolutely kicking it tonight. So yeah. Oh, it's time to check back on that poll, right? All right. Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern has won by 60%. So I will update the schedule. Yeah, the celebration video on Friday night is going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, I'll update the schedule. And any of you who are like, schedule, what schedule are you talking about? We keep a channel schedule. We have it on. We have a Facebook groups page. We also have a Discord. Both of those links are down below. We update it in that, so that way there you can go and take a look. Well, let me show you. I got the Discord over here. Give me a second here. Let's just grab the Discord. And here's our schedule right here. So we put everything in here. And I'll be adding the first month of January. Well, first month of the year. I will be adding all of the January stuff here pretty darn soon. But yeah, we've been doing it. Like normally we don't have that much in a week, but every year at the holiday time, I tend to do some kind of an event. This year, I've been doing a financial blogmas sort of challenge where I'm doing basically a quick live stream, 15 minutes or more, every single day from the 1st until the 24th. And that's in addition to everything else. So this here is not a blogmas. This here is our normal market close. But earlier this morning, I did a blogmas and we were talking about basically the 10 large cap stocks that have sucked the most in the last year. And they've sucked even more today, as pretty much everybody has today. But we do all of that. So definitely, it's always good to see new people. Definitely come back. We have lots of fun as we're moving forward. And of course, to all of you guys who have been here from the beginning, hey, you guys are appreciated. I always love seeing old friends in the chat. All right, everybody. Oh, let me close this here. I don't want to end on a on a thing here. Cowboy says, will this qualify as tax loss harvesting? There are people who are tax loss harvesting right now, so that is a little bit of the red, but that's not the big red that we're seeing. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely people tax loss harvesting. Now, keep in mind, because the market's been at all-time highs for a lot of the year, there's not as many options out there to tax loss harvest. Well, there are some. Bell's a great option for sure. Bell, TD, TELUS, Rogers. So there are options out there for tax loss harvesting. But yeah, it's been as Isaac said, it has been a bad week. It has been a bad week, and we still got 2 more days. We still got 2 more days, and they could very well both be bad, but I don't think they'll be as bad as today. Exactly, BCE. All right, guys. Thank you guys for all dropping by. We will be back. We'll have a financial blogmas tomorrow and a financial blogmas on Friday, and of course, we will have the big 5,000 celebration stream on Friday night. Until then, everyone, take care. Have yourself a fantastic evening. And I hope you find some great buys in the morning when the market opens. Take care, everybody.